on. Let me get it together. Y'all know I like me a little filter. Okay, can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. I haven't been live on YouTube in a long time. In a very long time. Okay. I'm going to let some people get in here. Thank you, Niley, for telling me that. I'm going to let some people get in here. We're going to get into this information real quick. It's a lot. So I hope you got a pen and paper. Hey, TJ. Hey, Kenny. Listen, I hope y'all got a pen and paper, because I'm going to run through a lot of information very quickly. Okay? I am trying to recalibrate, regain my energy right now. Hey, Kura. Tyler. Hey, Tyler. I see you in a minute. Okay, so I hope you got a pen and paper. I'm going to give everybody a second to get a pen and paper. Take a deep breath. Hey, Ron. Everybody take a deep breath. Get your energy right. I'm trying to focus, so don't be, because y'all like to send me telepathic messages while I'm working. Please don't. Not today. Keep your energy in check. Okay? Because I gotta get this done. I'm going to give y'all the information that I've been given as best as I possibly can. And then we will move forward with a greater sense of awareness of what is happening in these right now moments. Hey, sis. Okay, so let's start with the posture of preparation. I call this the posture of preparation because there was a YouTube reader, right? There was a YouTube reader. Hey, Shaquila. Peace to all my Patreon family. I got more stuff for y'all too. I've been having a lot of videos going on, but basically a lot of the content that I'm sharing publicly on my YouTube channel too was originally for Patreon, but Spirit told me to open it up because there were specific people that needed those messages. Other than that, that's the content that was made specifically for Patreon, where I'm sharing the messages and things like that. So if you're ever wondering if I'm making any videos, you can always pop over there. I'm going to try to make it a habit to show y'all when I'm posting, for those who may want to, tap in, or, whenever the time is right for you. It doesn't matter. Whenever the time is right for you, Spirit will let you know, to join and come over and whatever the case may be. But anywho, so this message as well, I was going to originally just do a live video for Patreon, and Spirit was like, no, the people need to know this. You need to tell all the people. I'm not a gatekeeper. I'm not going to hoard the information. If Spirit say to share it with the people, I'm going to share it with the people. So anywho, hold on. Is that where the quantum video went? Yes. Any of my videos that you don't see, that are public anymore, they're still on Patreon. They're just not, publicly posted. Anywho, like I was saying, so the posture of preparation is what this video is titled. So where I got that title from, where I came from, where Spirit gave me that title, I used to watch this YouTuber. Well, I'm not gonna call her a YouTuber, but she's very, very gifted. Her name is Queen Amun-Ra, and she does tarot, right? And so sometimes I will watch her videos, and it was a while ago. This is probably she's been saying this for over a year, and it was an old Capricorn reading, and Quan Yin come up. Write Quan Yin down, because these are the deities that are coming up. All the deities that I'm naming are the deities that are aligning with us for this time period for a specific reason. So Quan Yin, you can write that down. So she had posted, about the posture of gratitude. She used to say, get in the posture of gratitude, get in the posture of gratitude. She had brought up Quan Yin, and I was working with Quan Yin at the time in Green Tara. And I was like, okay, what does the posture of gratitude even mean? And she just kept saying, get in the posture of gratitude, meaning be thankful every day in every way, and be thankful ahead of time. right? Get in the posture of gratitude. Be thankful ahead of time for what it is that you're asking to receive, right? So as I'm driving, I'm like, okay, Spirit, what do you want me to call this? And he's like, the posture of preparation, meaning you need to sit in the space of being prepared for what you have asked for, right? I'm going to say this for two different reasons. One, because look at the squirrel. Squirrels represent abundance. Squirrels represent harvest. Here we go. So as we're talking about that, the posture of preparation, Spirit is saying prepare for what you're asking for, no matter what it is. And I'm going to tell you two different ways. So the first way is preparing for what you ask for as far as abundance is concerned, preparing for what you're asking for as far as prosperity is concerned. Prepare for it. Some of y'all are not prepared for it, whether it be mentally, spiritually, physically, emotionally, astrally, etherically, it doesn't matter. You have to prepare for that thing, right? Whether that means that you need to transmute, right? I got on my green today because the heart chakra has come up a lot. So if you are not aware, we are cycling very quickly through the solar plexus and the heart chakra and the throat chakra, the brow and the crown. Our energy is higher, right? So usually if we're in the lower extremities, we're in the lower octaves, the lower vibrations, we'll be dealing with the root chakra, the sacral chakra, and the solar plexus to the heart and then back down. Right now we're working from the solar plexus on up and back down. So if you are not preparing, right, back to that, you have to prepare for what you are asking for. So whether it be, so one of the things that I asked for, this is the second example. One is the abundance and the prosperity, preparing for it by clearing your vessel, right? That's number one. Write that down. Have a clear vessel. Prepare by having a clear vessel. Nothing can get to you when you're clouded and crowded and your space, your physical body and your emotional body, your mental body is clouded. You cannot get your information. So one, you need the clear preparation for your abundance, preparation for what it is that you're asking for. One is making sure that your vessel is clear mentally, spiritually, and physically. Okay? Whatever that means for you. We'll get into that in a second. The second way that you prepare is by making sure that you are creating space for that thing, right? Not only clearing, because you want to be clear. You don't want to, this is what we talk about by making sure that you're ridding yourself of old beliefs even, right? I'm talking about get down and dirty. If you have like, this belief is limiting me. This is holding me back from what I'm asking for. This is interfering. I don't even know if this belief system still holds true for me today. That is what you need to clear out of your system, because it be those beliefs that hold you back, right? It's a belief of there's not enough to go around. There's a belief of, I'm not going to be able to do this or that thing because I haven't done this or that. You are worthy simply because it's your birthright. And when you get into that space of these things are my birthright, I don't need permission or I don't need to have done something extravagant in order to, receive these good things, right? What you have to do is one, have a clear vessel so you can receive your messages, right? Receive the information and the guidance that Spirit is giving to you. Two, you want to make sure that you are preparing your space, making sure that your physical space is also a reflection. Whenever you need to move energy around, I tell people this all the time. Whenever you need to move energy around, move the energy in your immediate space around. If you need to move your couch from one side of the room to another, it will literally change your dimensional aspects, that what you're experiencing in your dimension, right? Every time you walk through a doorway or a hallway, you're entering another space, another dimension, another aspect, right? So you have to understand when you're moving things around this space that you call your home, right? You're able to now influence on the butterfly effect, right? But it's also feng shui will tell you, you affect the energy in the home by moving the energy around. Okay? So one, clearing your vessel so that you can receive, right? Clearing your space, right? Also so that things can flow to you. In feng shui, one of the things that they tell you is to clear your space because things need to be able to flow in your space. We also know that our home is a reflection of our emotional and mental bodies, right? It's how our home is. So when you take a mental snapshot of what your home looks like, that should tell you of how your emotions and mental space is based on what your home looks like, right? So that's that. Okay, so those are the top 2 ways. Like, that is just something to get you started. Once spirit can communicate with you clearly, you don't need me to tell you what to do, because spirit is going to give you that information. Okay, so I'm going to give you the blueprint on how to get there, how to get that communication, how to make sure that you're receiving that communication, and what to do to make sure that it's flowing to you, and that your space and your environment is it's not only just so that things can flow, but also spirit will not come to you when your space is dirty, okay, disorganized, and that carries lower vibrational spirits. You think that your high vibrational ancestors and your honorable ancestors and guides are coming through to you in that space is like that? No, it has to be open, and you have to make a space for spirit. I'm making this for you. Spirit, I'm opening my space and I'm cleansing this space so that I can have clear communication with you. I don't want nothing to inhibit on my ability to communicate with you. Okay, so it's just that simple. So I just want to open that communication for y'all. After that, do the work. Go ask spirit what else it is that you need to do. My directions that I was given may not be the same as yours, but I'm just helping you to open the space so that you are able to communicate for yourself. Okay, that's number 1. So get in the posture of preparation. Prepare. I'm preparing for spirit to come communicate what it is that I need to do next, my next steps. That is the posture of preparation. So there's that. Quan Yin came up. I'm going to talk about Quan Yin for a second. Quan Yin also deals with the heart chakra, okay? Quan Yin and Green Tower deal with the heart chakra. The heart chakra is important because we transmute energy from the heart chakra. Everything that we're experiencing right now in our space needs to be transmuted. There's a lot of energy coming to the surface. So you're doing a lot of transmutation. Okay, and you need your heart chakra in order to do that. Whether it's the lower chakras that are being cleansed or the upper chakras, it may happen at different times for different people. So I don't want to say that we're only in the upper chakras and then the people who are in the lower are like, oh, well, I'm not in alignment because I'm not there. No, you will do it as it comes to you. But no matter where it is, you have to make sure that your heart chakra is clear and vibrating in at the right frequency so that you can transmute from that space. Bobby Hemmitt talks about it all the time. Okay, Quan Yin deals with the heart chakra. If you are needing help cleansing the heart chakra, clearing the heart chakra, meaning that you're having trouble forgiving, you're having trouble having compassion, right, for others, which means that you are moved enough to help another person, is compassion. This is why we but this is why we work with and integrate these energies and other aspects of ourselves. Quan Yin is, yes, this is a goddess, but this is another aspect of the self, right? And so Quan Yin is here to teach us compassion. And that means that I'm going to be I feel so much that I move to help you come up with solutions. I talked about the difference between compassion and empathy. Empathy is, oh, I'm just feeling for you. I don't need nobody to feel for me. You can feel me for sure because I want you to vibrate and resonate with me. I want you to feel me, but I don't need you to feel for me, right? I don't need you to hold the emotions for me. No, I need you to be compassionate for me. I need you to be compassionate enough that I'm so moved that I want to help you find a solution. That's compassion. Okay? So that's why we deal with Quan Yin. When you're needing compassion, you need someone to care enough to help you find a solution. That's when you deal with, and not deal with, I need to reframe that. That's when you work with and integrate the energies of the goddess into your routine, because that is where you will get the assistance that you need, because Quan Yin is compassionate. Quan Yin is the goddess of compassion, and it will teach you to not only be compassionate, but also to be moved enough to help a person find solutions. Okay. Zena said, can I spell that? Can somebody spell Quan Yin in the chat? But it's Q-U-A. It'll be spelled differently depending on the background, because Quan Yin is in a lot of different pantheons, I should say. So some will spell it Quanon, which is Kwannon, and then most people will spell it Quan, like Quanyin, yin, Quan Yin. But even if you was to see Kwannon, that's also still the same deity. That's Quan Yin. And then obviously the traditional spelling, which is Quanyin. So Quan Yin and Green Tara, right? Aspects of the same energy, but they deal with the heart chakra. Both of those energies very beautiful, and they will help you to transmute a lot of the energy. And the reason why I'm saying about this transmutation is so important, because we're about to cycle through a lot of energy, right? And as you cycle through this energy, you need your heart chakra in order to do that. It'll help you to vibrate higher at a higher rate and at a faster rate, right? If it takes you a long time to come into the space of forgiveness, and it takes you a long time to transmute this energy, it will be hard in order for you to get to that next level, because your heart is too heavy. This is what they're talking about. You don't move through that gateway. You don't move through that gateway. What do they take? They're gonna weigh your heart. What do they do? Weigh your heart. If your heart is not light as a feather, you can't pass through. That is literally talking about the fact that as we time travel and do interdimensional traveling, as we shift timelines, literally just getting into a higher vibrational reality, you have to have a light heart in order to get to these other spaces. You're doing this all the time. You're going through these gateways constantly. It's not just we're thinking it's at the end of my lifetime, I'm going to have to go through this gateway. No, you are going through them right now. You seeing them light codes, you are going through them gateways, and you will go through those gateways. And the reason why people stay stuck in cycles, because their heart is not light enough to transmute the energy that they need in order to walk through the gateway. Do you hear me? In the words of Bobby Hemmitt, are y'all all right? Okay, I want y'all to understand that for me, right? So practice keeping the heart light. And so when you're having trouble transmuting, work with these energies, integrate these energies, understand that this is an aspect of the feminine principle that you need to know and be able to integrate. Because all of these energies are about who? It's about you. This is our story. You are writing your story, not his story. You're writing your story. Okay, so moving forward, we're going to talk about this timeline shift. So I gave y'all those two deities. Okay, boom, boom, moving forward. And I'm not exempt from these things. I want to make that clear. Okay? I'm not exempt from these things. If you are on my Patreon, then you know that I told y'all, I gave y'all homework recently, which was to begin writing down. Begin writing down all of the synchronicities that you get. All of the promptings that you're given. Write it down. Now, I'm going to tell y'all this. The posture of preparation also deals with the posture of gratitude. It comes from that, right? I told you that's where I got it from. Shout out to Queen Amun-Ra. That's where that comes from, right? And it all starts with gratitude. Make it a point daily to say something that you are grateful for. Okay, whether you say it out loud, if that's your mode of communication and that's comfortable for you to say out loud every day, you know, what you're thankful for. If you're a writer, write it down. But you need to practice getting in the posture of gratitude. Oh, God, I'm so thankful. Oh, ancestors, I so appreciate this. Oh, spirit guides, I thank you so much. Whether it's here or not, that's getting in the posture of gratitude. I'm going to sit up in it, right? I'm going to correct myself in that space, right? And this is the same thing. And another thing that I told the Patreon family was correct yourself in the process, right? Timeline corrections. I know that also Tiffany Hills also has a video, you know, formerly known as Tiffany Messenger, also has a video about timeline corrections. I had got that same download and I had wrote it down. So when I watched her video, I had got confirmation like, oh, this is exactly the information that I received. So if you haven't seen that timeline correction video, please feel free to go get it. So I got another aspect of that same message, right? Which was timeline corrections, but we are shifting. And one of the things that I was saying was in the process, right? This is what I was telling the Patreon family. In the process of something, when you think an incorrect thought, right? When you have a vain imagining, correct yourself in the moment, right? Hey, Yana, correct yourself in the moment. So what I mean is when I'm thinking negatively or I have an image that pops up in my mind and maybe it doesn't belong to me, maybe I have other energies in my space and it's affecting my thought process or my visions, right? Or I'm thinking a vain thought, right? It's because what I've learned to do is to correct it right in the process of it. So when I'm thinking like, oh, I'm not going to make it, like I was running late. That was the example I used. I'm running late. Boom. I'm like, I'm not going to make it. I'm frustrated. This ain't going to work out. Boom, 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 boom. It's just a domino effect, right? In the moment, I corrected myself. I hear spirit telling me correct myself, right? And I'm like, you know what? If this is for me, it doesn't matter if I'm late or not. If this is for me, it's going to get to me. Right? And that's correcting it in the process. When you have a vain imagining, right? This is what I learned from the Game of Life and how to play it. So shout out to Florence, right? She's also another aspect, right, of thought, of Hermes, of Ganesh, of that Mercury energy. She's an aspect of that. So if you ever see me talk about Florence Scovel, the Game of Life and how to play it, if you haven't read that book, I suggest you read it. It'll get you in the posture of gratitude and the posture of preparation. But one of the things that I learned is correcting vain imaginings. When my mind gets away from myself and I have an incorrect vision of something, right? I'm like, let me discard of this, right? Let me discard. I smash and demolish this vain imagining and I return it to its nothing that it came from, right? That in the book, she teaches you how to get rid of a vain imagining, right? That's what you call a vain image, is when you think of something that is negative or it shouldn't be, or maybe it came, a mixture of negative thoughts, whatever, create a vain image, and you correct it by smashing and demolishing that thought in the process right there in that moment and return it to its nothingness that it came from in order to correct it. Okay? So, and TJ, you already know, because we was on Florence and Florence, look, game changer, life changer, everything. Okay? So correcting it in the process. You can correct the timeline. You can correct the timeline as you go when you correct yourself in the process of these thoughts and these images happening. Okay? I'm telling you that right now. So boom. So how I do it, I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see this. Can y'all see that? I don't think it's going to make much of a difference. But anywho, so when I'm doing my signs and synchronicities, because I want y'all to make a point of writing these things down. Signs and synchronicities, you want to write down light codes, right? And what are the light codes? When you see 1111, that's a light code. You see 222, that's a light code. You see 1212 and 777 and 888, those are light codes, right? Because they activate something within you once you go through their gateway, which is why I'm saying transmute, so you can move through these gateways, right? You have to receive the information. Okay, spirit, I see it. What am I supposed to do with this? Okay, let me take action on it. Boom. Now you're transmuting the energy and you're able to go through these gateways and these portals, right? So those are light codes. Whenever you see the number synchronicities, those are light codes. It doesn't always have to be a time, but if you see it on a building, whatever the case may be, that is a light code. You want to write down animals and animal totems, okay? So I seen ladybugs. Ladybugs represent Sekhmet. I have videos about it from long ago. So when I see those ladybugs, I know that 1, good fortune is coming to me. 2, I know that Sekhmet is near. I know that there's an aspect of myself that is showing itself and I need to pay attention. So I will write down if you see insects, totems, omens, anything like that, you want to write those down. Animals, whether they be dead or alive. Tiffany also taught us that whenever we see dead animals on the path, like say you see roadkill and stuff like that, that is also a part of our ascension. Once you start to see dead animals on the path, that's a part of your ascension. And I've always remembered that. So I will write that down. Oh, seen a dead raccoon. Boom. I know we ascending. We going up. Okay. Alchemy of Life, hey, said we can also use Ho'oponopo, what, Pono, Ho'opo, okay, anyway, I'm gonna put it in the description, but I did Ho'oponopo. There's a way you say it, but anyway, I did that for a long time, and that works really, really well. It's thank you, I love you, I forgive you, forgive me, I forgive you, I thank you, I love you. It's something like that, and you do it repetitively, and it also, like you said, it does help you correct timelines and time loops. And you can do that a million times for every person you know. You can do it for yourself, anything, right? So pay attention to that. But I will leave that in the description for people who want to do that. So animal totems, that's the second one. Light codes is one. Animal totems is two. Make sure you write that down. And then three, synchronicities and messages. When you get clear messages, right? Or clear synchronicity, Spirit say, hey, go to the park today. You want to write down, go to the park today. Spirit said, go to the park on Wednesday. Spirit said, this is what I got. Oh, I had it, and then number 4 is dreams. So if you see things come up, and also understand that synchronicities also are things that you see more than once. So aloe vera juice, right? I'm going to tell you guys about the aloe vera juice because it came up and Spirit told me to share this with y'all. Aloe vera juice came up. Then I ended up seeing something about aloe vera juice, and I'm like, okay, I wonder why aloe's coming up, Didn't really give it much thought. Seen it a second time about aloe vera juice. I said, okay, that's Spirit communicating with me. Now I don't even wait for the third time, but I see it. Somebody say something about aloe. I think it was I was watching Summer Walker, and she brought up aloe vera juice being healing, right? So I was like, oh, that's the third time. Let me go get some aloe vera juice. Okay. So I'm going to tell you why the aloe is important. Now, the reason why you write these things down and act upon them also is because, one, you alert Spirit to let Spirit know, like, yeah, I am paying attention. Whatever it is that you believe in, and you better be clear about what it is that you believe in. Also, that's a different topic for a different day. If you think that you are getting messages from God, from Spirit, from, your guides, the ancestors, however, make sure you act on it, because that's how you keep the communication going. When you don't act on it, that's where you start to lose communication. Okay? So they told me about the aloe vera juice. I go get the aloe vera juice. Before I even had got confirmation on what it was for. So, hold on, because I don't want this phone to die on y'all. So I'm going to have to turn the car on. Hold on, y'all. Let me put my headphones in because I don't want us to lose communication. Hold on. I can hear me. Can y'all hear me? Hey, Cosmic Ray. Okay, cool. Okay, y'all can hear me. Boom. So, where was I at? The aloe vera juice. Okay, aloe is important because, one, okay, I also, like a few of y'all know, that I have autoimmune disease. So my body deals with a lot of pain in the body, and I'm working to bring it into remission. One of the issues that I have with that is inflammation, right? And so when I looked up aloe vera juice, it said inflammation. Then I get more information as time goes, and Spirit was saying to use the aloe vera juice to clear your crown. Clear your crown. And I'm like, well, how is this clearing the crown? right? Because aloe vera juice clears the digestive system. The digestive system, as we know, what helps to relieve symptoms of anxiety and depression. You have to start with the gut brain axis, right? The gut and the brain, we're talking about the solar plexus and the crown. So in order to clear, what did I tell you? We're working from the solar plexus up to the crown. If you're talking about the gut brain axis, right, in order to heal, right, and vibrate higher, you need to clear the gut because it's connected to the brain, right? So that's on the physical level, the gut brain axis, being able to clear the gut in order to clear the mind, right? On a spiritual level, you're clearing the solar plexus all the way up through the crown chakra because you're clearing out this space first, right? So drinking the aloe vera juice will help you to clear the gut brain axis, which will help you in turn to clear the solar plexus up to the crown. Does that make sense? If you're not familiar with the gut brain axis, look it up. Okay. But that is why you need the aloe vera juice, because it will help to clear out the solar plexus and the crown. Okay. Which is going to help you to vibrate higher. It's helping to bring a lot of y'all out of these heavier, denser states. And me too, because it had been dense on my end too. So don't feel like it's just y'all. It's not a y'all thing. It's really a we thing. Us as a collective, and this is how we move forward. This is how we help each other make the leap. So if I'm giving you all the tools to help us make this timeline jump, it's already shifting, right? So if you're hearing this broadcast right now, like they say, you still have time. You still have a chance to make this leap. You on the right side of things. If they don't catch this, that's on them. That's their business. Don't worry about trying to take nobody with you. Do your stuff. Because I can't take nobody with me. I can only make sure that I make the leap. Spirit say walk through them doors, I'm walking through them doors. Okay? So that's gonna help to clear up a lot of blockages. That's gonna help to clear a lot of blockages, the aloe vera juice. So make sure you guys are paying attention to your intake. I believe that the proper amount is 2 to 8 ounces a day. Yeah, I think it was 2 to 8 ounces a day. So that's basically like having a glass a day. Okay. So there's that. Um, so dimensional shifts, clearing the path to abundance, right? A lot of this is dealing heavy with abundance. Okay. Okay. So late last night, this is how I got the first messages, right? So we're going to talk about this shift, and then I'm going to go ahead and let y'all go so y'all can go ahead and put into action whatever it is that spirit is guiding y'all to do. So on the 7th, late last night, it was late at night, I'm in the bed, me and my partner are laying down, and um we're laying down, and I just remember being like, ooh, like jumping up and feeling like I was like um I don't know how to explain it. Like I was shifting or something. Like it felt like an actual shift, was like I was feeling my body kind of shift, or like like it felt kind of wavy, like a wave of energy passed through my body. And I just remember like jumping up a little bit, like, oh, wait, what the hell was that? Right. And so I remember getting up and being like, I don't know, I don't feel good. I immediately started to feel sick, like my stomach started hurting. I just was not feeling good. I thought I was going to the upper room. I was like, okay, well, spirit is in my time. Like I don't, it's not my time. So like, what's happening right now? Like I thought that they was calling me home for a second. I didn't know what the hell was going on. So you know, gratefully that wasn't it, because I'm still here. So hey y'all. But it felt like very like shocking. Like I was shocked. Like I wasn't prepared for that feeling, right? So it felt like a wave had went through me, and my stomach had started to hurt, and I just started to feel like real weird or whatever. So then all of a sudden I start getting a lot of information through my crown. Like I could feel a lot pouring through my crown, like a lot of downloads coming through my crown. So I felt the wave of energy come through the space. I began to feel sick, like I was nauseous or needed to throw up, and the taste of certain foods just haven't been resonating in my body. Okay. So things that could come up when we're dealing with these shifts. I don't know if anybody else felt it, but this is how I felt. This is what I picked up on, the energy I had picked up on. Okay. So the feelings that could come up when you're experiencing a shift is one, ascension sickness. Ascension sickness is like feeling like the flu, but not having any actual indicators of the flu. It's like a spiritual flu, right? That's the ascension sickness. Disassociation. I felt disassociation after that happened. A lot of disassociation. You can feel fatigued, very tired, lethargic, dizzy, shifts in dreams. Even if you don't feel the shift physically, sometimes you can sense the shift in your dream space. This is how you know that you're experiencing a shift, is when you have dreams that reflect your reality almost to the T, but there are just little minor changes. That's a clue, or kind of like an indicator of a shift taking place, is when you're mirroring other realities, because that's how you phase through into the next space. So, your shift could be happening physically, where you're feeling physically, or it could be happening in your dreams. Okay. Solar plexus was releasing. I felt a release in my solar plexus. The following morning, it felt like two cords almost were just like, it felt like something just like almost unplugged from my solar plexus. And it just felt like it was another one of those, like, kind of shocking sort of feelings or whatever. So the solar plexus, there will be a lot of emphasis on the solar plexus. Things being misplaced or out of place, right? Sometimes you'll be like, dang, I know that this was here, or I know that I had this and now it's gone. And those are small indicators. There's that movie that I told y'all about. I got to go back and find the title, because there's a movie that literally shows you what takes place when a timeline shift happens, when a timeline is hijacked, even. It shows you full, I'm talking about plain as day. They're telling us exactly what it is. It tells you about the wave, it tells you everything. Okay, I'm gonna figure out the name. I can't think of it off the top of my head, but anyway, I told y'all about that movie a long time ago. But if you haven't seen it, it would be a good time to refresh your memory, because it'll tell you exactly what a timeline shift looks like. It'll tell you exactly what happens when a timeline shifts, how things are out of place, like all of it. Um, so I'll try to put all of the links for everything, um, in the description after I post this. So bursts of energy, you might get a burst of energy. Most of the time when you're shifting, it takes a lot of energy to do this, because one, your mind has to get there first, and then your body has to catch up to it, right? So that can be very tiring. That can be very wearing on the system. So you want to make sure that when you do get that burst of energy, go ahead and act on it, but know that it may be short lived. But that can happen too, like small spurts and bursts of energy. And then when spirit tells you to do something, it's like you'll get that burst of energy, and spirit say, okay, clean up. Now you cleaning, deep cleaning, top to bottom. That's those little bursts of energy, but that is for a reason. And then spirit will tell you, go back and continue resting. So there's that. um you will be purging emotions, right? Where you'll have like a spurt of like random crying, random tears, maybe, random laughter, random emotions coming up. But it's you purging. You're literally just purging and cleansing the light body. Okay. Sexual energy, in your kundalini. So you may be having a lot of that sexual energy, that creativity, and that sexual energy kind of is on the same level. So you have to understand, you may be having like a lot of that sexual energy come up, a lot of that kundalini energy come up. Because I felt that the following morning, after, like, when I felt that release in the solar plexus, I also felt that burst of like sexual energy. But it felt like my light body was purging and pushing things out using that energy. Like, it felt like the sexual energy, but it felt like that energy wasn't more so in my body. It felt like it was in my light body, it was in my aura, and it was pushing out um what didn't belong. Okay. So it's hard to explain, but I'll go in depth on Patreon about that experience specifically. Okay. So vertigo, Headaches, you can have headaches because obviously it's dealing with the crown as well. Appetite changes. If spirit tell you to stop eating something or guides you to go do something, you'll know it. Your taste buds will change. And so be prepared for that. Um, Time changes and glitching, right? This is how the time changed for me. I'm in the kitchen. I remember my clock on my oven and on my microwave. My microwave sits above my oven. The times were different. When I first moved in, they were like an hour apart. And I remember spirit telling me, like, if you want to be on one timeline, you have to keep your clocks on the same time, because that will put you in two different timelines, two different spaces in time, because your time is not the same. So I was like, oh, damn. Okay. So I remember changing it the other day after this shift had took place. I remember them going back to being an hour apart. And I'm looking at it like, I know this is not how it was. So subtle changes happen in your environment when a shift takes place, but because they're so minor, we will dismiss them. But if you watching this movie, it will explain, like, that is to make you think nothing of the, like, when you, it's not even to make you think any, like, make you think less of it, but it's literally like a part of your memory lapses during these shifts. That's it, and that's all. Literally, just a part of your memory lapses during these shifts. So some people will remember, oh, I had a cat yesterday, I got a dog now. I remember specifically having a cat, and that's like one of the examples they have in the movie. But little time changes, subtle little changes like that. So you're not tripping. It probably was exactly what you thought it was. Heightened senses, right? I was doing some visualization and some meditation before bed. I was visualizing so hard that my body, my physical body, started to do the movements of what I was doing in my visualization. So your senses are heightened, your abilities are heightened, right? Also, just at this time in general, but usually during these time periods, your senses will be heightened. Wanting to prep and get rid of things, spirit will guide you and direct you and tell you which things need to be you need to get rid of. So make sure that you pay attention to what your higher self, like, merge with the higher self, talk to the higher self. Like, imagine your higher self in front of you and ask your higher self, like, what do I need to get rid of? What do I need to do? Okay. Ears ringing. My ear has been ringing on the left. Just the other day, though, it started ringing on the right, like, and the tones are so high pitched. And after I watched Tiffany Hill's video about why that is, I'll link her video below, but about why those pitches have been like that lately. It was like a lot of confirmation, but a lot of ear ringing. Your ears could even be draining. That's a part of the ear ringing. And they could be draining, maybe even a little tender. You might feel like you even have like a ear infection or earache or something like that. Okay. Feeling lighter, that's the light body going through its transformation, when you actually have that weird disassociation feel where you feel like you need to need to have something over you. I go through those time periods, usually at this time period. If you don't have you a weighted blanket, get you a weighted blanket. It'll help you to relieve those feelings of disassociation. Having a weighted blanket, like, put weight on you, okay? Or ground yourself. Get on I'm talking about lay flat on the carpet if you got to, on the floor of your house, whatever you need to do to help you ground yourself, because you don't want to lose your mind while we going through these shifts, because a lot of people do. Some because they don't know what's going on, and some because they haven't got in the posture of preparation. Okay. So make sure that you get you a weighted blanket. Get you a weighted blanket, or make sure you put two or three on you, or something that will give your body that pressure so that you can feel that energy on you. I do it all the time. Especially being a high functioning genius, I need that weight so that I'm not feeling like I'm out of body, having an out of body experience. So don't feel no type of way. But it is changes that are happening within the light body. Irritation and aggression. Sometimes you will have that because we're also dealing with So we're dealing with that aspect that's dealing with the heart chakra so that you're able to transmute, right? That'll be for some people to deal with the Quan Yin and the green Tara aspect. Mind you, I will link Bobby Hemmitt's video about green Tara and Quan Yin also below, because I never even knew that he did a video about that. And then when Spirit was telling me to get back into that space, his video appeared. So when the student is ready, the teacher appears. So I'll link that below too. But um the that's for some people, working with the Kuan Yin and the green Tara energy. For others, right, it may be um dealing with Sekhmet, right? Sekhmet is coming up. Her energy, this aspect of the divine feminine, is coming up very heavily. If you've gotten that, you will be on another side of this energy, developing this energy in another way. Okay, you will be developing your energy in a different kind of way than the people who are dealing with the heart chakra, the people who are dealing with Sekhmet and these Mars aspects and Shango, and you know that Mars type energy. Your energy is going to be you're going to be in a different kind of mode. So um I'll talk more about that later, but if you got the download to get into the Sekhmet energy, you pretty much probably already know what you need to do. So or get into that Mars kind of energy, you already know what you need to do. Okay? But that irritation and aggression is also energy that could come up at this time. That's what made me think to let y'all know about that the Sekhmet energy. Irritation and aggression. Also make sure that you are, when you're getting in the posture of preparation, you want to make sure that you are protecting your energy every day, doing something to protect your energy every day. Energy is very, very sensitive right now. And the way that spirit recognizes us is by our auras, by our energetic signatures, by our frequencies. And this is why it's important to be in the right one, the divine right one, and the one that's right for you, so that spirit can recognize you and pass you over when shit gets real. Okay, so that is another thing that I wanted to say. So make sure that you're protecting your energy though. Okay, make sure that you're protecting your energy every day. One, taking your spiritual baths, that's going to cleanse and clear the energy, right? And then making sure that you're putting on the armor, right? Making sure that you're having the proper crystals on you that will help you to protect your energy. But more than anything, right, before the physical aspect, you want to mentally, okay, mentally be protecting yourself. You need to be able to see yourself being protected, see your animal totem in front of you. Before you leave out the house, you need to see whatever your and you can meditate on this and say, spirit, show me who is my, animal guide, who is my, totem animal, whatever. And you put that you visualize your spirit animal in front of you every time you before you leave the house. Every single time before you leave the house, you put your spirit animal in front of you, and that is your protection. Okay? You can see the archangels and the ancestors standing all around you. That's one way. You want to also clear your energy. I will tell you this, a hidden gem. When you step through the door of light, right? You want to see a doorway and you want to see the light coming out the door. You know how you see movies and someone's about to pass over, right? And you see this like, oh, they're about to pass on to the next realm or something like that. And you see them walking into the light. You see them walking into the light. I got you, Big Empress, because this is the one that I tell my son to do as well. You see them walking into the light in the movies, or you see like a doorway open and you just see this, beaming white light, right? For people's like, oh, going to the light, that's when you cross over. So in order to protect your energy from heavy spirits, what you do is see yourself walking through that door of light, because these spirits will have no choice but to either jump from you or to go into that gateway, and then now they're off of you, right? Either way, they're going to have to be released from you. But that is a quick way to clear your energy. You're not going to die or nothing like that. It's just a quick way to clear your energy. And you want to stand in this doorway and see this light passing through you and your aura for as long as you can. I usually try to hold it for at least, 2 minutes to 10 minutes. You go through that doorway where you see the light, the doorway of that light, let that energy cleanse you, and then you go back, close that door, and, go back. Yeah, come back through the door and just close the door behind you. That's it. But that is an easy way. Even when I walk through the door of my house, I see that energy coming, visualize that energy coming out of my front door. Boom, walk through the door and let that energy cleanse me, so that the space of my home is constantly protected and clearing my energy. I tell my kid to do the same thing. I tell him all the time: see white light. Walk through a door and see white light all around you, and you walk through it, and you let that you let that energy cleanse you. Okay. Um, those are the easiest, quickest, most effective ways to do that. So anyway, trees, hug a tree, get in the sun, drink lots of water. The light codes. If you see these light codes, 8888, 777, 222, 1111, those are all the current time light codes, right? For this energy of making this shift. Okay, so if you see it, you need to get it done till you don't see it no more. Keep asking for directions until you stop seeing those codes. If you're still seeing the codes, you're not done. Okay, make room and time to process and integrate the energy as well. Okay, give thanks. Make sure you're giving thanks and being grateful every day. Let me go over some of these because I gotta go, y'all. It says, yes, the pillar of salt is heavy in the spiritual streets. Yes, I talked about that recently. Okay, so if you didn't see my last video, if it's not posted, it's on Patreon so that you guys can go back and reference that energy. But it's a reason why that is the way it is. Same way that I told y'all to watch that video that Aquarius Maximus did. But the gist of it is, when you get that um initiation from spirit and they tell you go ahead and make that move, you make that move. Even if you're the only one who has to understand what you're doing or your path, it was for you. It's a conversation between you and God, you and your higher self, you and your ancestors, you and your way showers. You know what I mean? That's your what you're being given. Because the same way that spirit, just for instance, the other day, spirit said, leave the house every day. I was procrastinating. I haven't really been feeling good. I've been having a lot of pain dealing with this condition and everything like that. So I was like, well, I'm gonna go ahead and spirit was like, leave the house, and I was just like, not really feeling it. I heard loud and clear the other day, leave the house. I leave the house. I go out with my best friend to catch up for a little bit. And then as soon as I leave the house, the way is open for something that I had been wanting. Spirit said you needed to get out of the energy. The energy in the house was too dense and I couldn't get what I was asking for to come through to me because I hadn't left that space. And Spirit's like, leave the house so we can get it to you. It'll clear your energy. You need to get out the house. You need to leave the house so we can get it to you. I was like, oh, light bulb goes off. That's why y'all been telling me to leave the house. Okay. I'm understanding of that. So make sure that you're getting in the posture of preparation and listening to what spirit is telling you, because you will find out why after. Someone said, I've been drinking room temperature water with a teaspoon of baking soda, colloidal gold, copper, silver, and a tablespoon of honey to sweeten the waters. This goes crazy, the downloads. Um, a lot of those things work. I wouldn't mix them for people starting off. Colloidal gold is good. Um, I think monatomic gold is better. Copper and colloidal silver also very good. They have colloidal silver soap. Also, if you're not comfortable with taking it, they have colloidal silver soap by Heritage Naturals, and you can use that, and that's really good for you as well. Um, Big Empress said you were feeling that nauseous feeling too. Yeah, I think that's that ascension energy for sure. Not I think I know it is. It's been heavy. Um, okay. Stuff been moving out of place. I feel that. Hey Khadijah. Um, Radiant Rose says, do not drink during this time. Immediate energetic shift, almost like feeling an entity enter your body within seconds. Yes. So I always tell people be very careful with smoking and drinking when we're going through these shifts. Keep your energy as clear as possible because it is very easy for spirits to attach to you as you're transitioning, as you're going through these different spaces and places. As far as timeline shifts and everything like that, it's very easy to have your energy interfered with in that way. So definitely be careful. And if you do choose to do it, because I understand that everybody is different, some people are a work in progress, clear your energy, protect your energy if that's what you're choosing to do. Okay, but if you can avoid it, definitely do, because that makes it a little bit easier. Okay. Hey Kev. Tracy said isolation been on max, and look at that, 777. Isolation been on max. Yes, it will be a lot of isolation energy, a lot of isolation energy, and that is for your protection as well. So if you're guided to, stick to yourself, do that, because a lot is taking place out in the outsides. A lot is taking place, and spirit is telling you to isolate and be, in your own energy to protect you from these happenings. Okay, keep you out of harm's way. So a segment came to me last week after all these years of trying to get my attention, and my goodness, I'm fully open. Okay, well, I hope you follow that guidance. Yeah, put on the armor, please. Definitely making sure that you're, meditation, same way that I told you before. A lot of people say, oh, well, um, you know, they don't pray no more and different stuff like that. I would tell you like this: prayer is to accompany meditation. Okay, so when I meditate, that's me receiving. When I'm praying, that is me asking, declaring, and commanding what it is that I want. Sometimes it's simply just to give thanks. There's nothing wrong with praying, but it needs to accompany the meditation. You also have to be able to receive. You have praying, which is the masculine principle. I mean, the meditation, which is the feminine principle, yes, and then praying is the masculine principle of the same thing. So one is asking, one is receiving. That's just the simple part of that. So walk barefoot to cleanse your aura, absolutely. Lionsgate is in August, so we're a little bit ahead of that. 1111 heavy, okay. 222-888-777 and 1111. Yep, right on point. Gotta move around, flow. Definitely keep that flow, keep the energy flowing, keep your body moving. Sitting at the lake. Hey, Stray Panther. I'm sitting at this lake. There's a heron hunting some fish. I've never seen this bird up close. Okay, yeah, write that down. Write that down. Okay. So, anywho, that's the gist of that. We're going through a timeline shift to a timeline of abundance. And if you are in alignment with this message, I hope that you do put in the work so that you can get into this timeline of abundance so that this abundance can flow to you, but make room and make space for it. Okay. So I love y'all infinitely. I have to go. Um, like, share, comment, subscribe, share the wealth, join the Patreon family if you can, if you're guided to do so. um and that's that. Yeah, get into a space and get into that abundant mindset. We're going to do more work on the abundant mindset on Patreon as well, and we're going to be doing more work to make sure that everybody is able to receive their messages very, very clearly. I want that to be like emphasized, to make sure that you are able to hear your own messages from spirit at any given time, so that all you're waiting for is a confirmation. You understand me? So I appreciate y'all for being here, holding it down, loving me, and supporting, even when I'm away for a while. But just know that I'm doing the work. Good to see you too, Stray. um But yeah, play it back if you need to. Hopefully everything was clear as possible. Like I said, these allergies is also kicking my ass right now. Um, but other than that, we will get to this abundance. We're gonna get to this higher timeline. We're gonna make the leap. I am for sure. So I hope to see y'all on the other side. Ooh, love that purple dragonfly. Okay, love y'all. Peace. Okay, talk to y'all soon.